The
We
stream is
live on
live.
YouTube, I believe. So let's see how this thing works out. It says I'm live on YouTube, or you saying it says I'm live on here?
It did say a message did come across that you're live. Yeah, something
On YouTube?
on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, it does say that I'm live. Hold on, let's see. Oh, that's pretty dope. Hey, we live on YouTube, y'all. Go follow the Phoenix Redemption. Catch us over there. All right, go on. Let's get that out of there.
I would turn my camera on, but I got my head rag on and stuff.
It's all good. It's
And
all good. It's all
my
good. I
voice
have
is back.
I have the I got it up on my YouTube screen. So this is kind of dope. Julie, say something right quick. YouTube
Hi.
screen. So this is kind of dope. Julie, say something right quick. Does somebody have it playing in the background? Their YouTube playing in the background?
Hi.
Screen. You got to mute it. Julie, say something right quick. Does somebody have it playing?
I just wanted to see what it looked like.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You keep it up. I got mine up too. Mine's just on my screen up there. So, but let me adjust this. I feel like, let's see.
This is cool.
What'd you say, Liv?
No, I was just
Oh, you left.
yeah,
In real life.
trying to be good.
Okay, let me blow this up. Oh, this is kind of dope. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna put the link in my Instagram bio. Oh, I missed somebody's email address.
So I have a question.
What's up?
When you send the link, that sends people to the panel?
It sends you to my StreamYard, and then you come into here, and then you're backstage, and I can click a button that says add to stage, which puts you on the stage. Right now, we're actually live on YouTube, like right now. And so you can be on the stage in StreamYard, and I haven't pressed the button to record it live to YouTube yet. So Ohio just stepped in the room because I see her in the chat.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna add the the StreamYard link to.
But it's only 10 people that can be up
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But I'm gonna go back live on Instagram right quick. That way, if somebody come in, I'm gonna say, "Yo, click the link in my bio to go to join us on YouTube." Because I can actually stream directly to Instagram from here too.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. So there's a way that I can. There's a way that I can integrate YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if TikTok was up there.
But yeah, you can do like go cross platforms. Yeah.
Right.
Evo does it a lot.
So why
Right.
don't you do that?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh.
This is my first time. Remember, Julie, remember how I was saying you get a glimpse of what's in your future, and then before you know it, you're there. So just the other day, I was on Lapeef joint, and
Yeah.
now I'm here. And it's not that I said to myself, "Oh, I'm gonna go and do a YouTube live." It just I'm on Instagram live. More than 4 people want to come on the panel. Well, let's just try it and see what happens. It's not going to be the greatest live, but we here.
Who is Lapeef? I've heard people say that name.
He's a Lapeef is a YouTuber. He has a really good following on YouTube, and he has, I guess he do like his show. He does a live show like 3-4 times a week, and he has a lot of the conversations are like relationship talk. So he'll have different men and women. Like Kevin Samuels was on his joint back in the day. Anton Dams has been on there. I think the white chick Pearl has been on there. And basically, people get on there and do what we do on Instagram Live, but they do it on YouTube, bigger platform, more people,
Oh,
and
okay.
all of that good stuff. So, all good. Lil, you coming back in the room or not?
I was saying that I'm in. I thought I was in there.
No, you're not in here. You got to come back in.
I'm in. It say I'm backstage.
It says you're backstage. Oh, okay. Add the stage. Sorry. Oh, there you go, Pepper. Add the stage. Boom.
Peppa Dojo.
All right, cool. I wonder, can I make this?
Hello.
Yeah. So we live on YouTube. Welcome to the Phoenix Redemption. This is my first ever official live stream with a whole group of people and all of that good stuff. We were on Instagram having a conversation about how Aaliyah is a better singer than Beyonce.
Wait, who said that? Let me go back. Who said
Erase that part. Go back.
What I was saying is I was saying
that though? Somebody said
no. I'm about to tell you. I said I'm not saying that Aaliyah is a better singer than Beyonce. I'm saying I personally would rather listen to Aaliyah than Beyonce because Aaliyah is more easier on the ears, more calming to my nervous system and all of that good stuff. Whereas if Beyonce is going to sing, Aaliyah is going to make me feel like I'm floating. So I'd rather listen to Aaliyah.
But yeah, you said that, but after somebody said that Aaliyah sounds better than was that you, Pepper?
What? What?
I think it was said.
Was it said?
Somebody, we need to just say it back up here. What say that? Y'all got say a phone number? Somebody text me, say a phone number.
Listen, I will say this. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Listen, if I'm thinking about Aaliyah, I'm thinking about Janet Jackson and the Velvet Rope. The Velvet Rope. There's a song on the Velvet Rope, Rope Burns, that is just like, ugh. It's so, ugh. And Aaliyah, when she says rock the boat, this direction, those two songs, like, oh boy, baby.
Beyonce comes with a more aggression, like when she performs and when she dance hard. Like
right.
I gotta tell you, like I've been in music for a while. I DJ'd, and I gotta promise you, those lyrics, that part of the song, it just they collaborate with Aaliyah and Janet Jackson, and it's powerful. It's very sexual. It's very, I'm not on Instagram right now, so, but man, it's powerful. It gets you going.
one of my favorite dance performances, like of all time, is Janet Jackson's "I Get So Lonely." I get so like it's smooth and it's just like that's one that's
Yeah, I would say Janet was one of my biggest crushes. I thought Mariah was beautiful. Whitney Houston, she was skinny when she was I Want to Dance with Somebody, but you know, beautiful woman, and Mariah was beautiful, and Whitney and Janet, and there's so many of them. And I brought up Celine Dion earlier, and you talk about range. You talk
Celine?
about
Really, Pepper?
Yeah, of course. I like Celine. I mean, think about some of her. You know, we can switch it around, but however you want. But think about some of her songs
Do
that
you
were
know what range means, Pepper?
Hmm.
Celine Dion did not use her range.
Okay, how so?
Listen to the songs. They all sound the same.
Okay.
Celine Dion.
Yeah.
So you're saying she doesn't have the range that
I didn't say she may have had it, but we don't know because all her songs sound the same.
Oh, okay. Let's see. All right.
I would have to disagree with you, Julie. I know. I mean, just being, open minded about how I think about it. I can tell you that Beyonce doesn't have that range. Beyonce doesn't have that range. She
Yes, she
doesn't.
does. You just
Okay.
haven't heard the songs.
I think we
So
can agree. Then.
I think I was impressed more by her when I said she had more of a range. Like when she did Dream Girls. Like you saw it like then because the different songs that she had to sing and that kind of required her to I guess temper some of it on some of the songs that she sang. But Jennifer Hudson sing better than her too, so
Jennifer Hudson sings better than who?
Then Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Yeah. Jennifer Hudson has range and we can hear it. Celine Dion,
Yeah.
we don't know how much range she has because she stays in her bubble, in her safe space.
Yeah.
Just
Is
I
like
only know the
Beyonce
Titanic.
is Beyonce a
I only
top
know the
10
Titanic.
vocalist all time?
I don't know. Let me see.
That now a name that Keisha put out there was Kiki Wyatt. Now I don't think anybody is touching Kiki
He
vocally.
has
She's a
range.
beast. She's a beast. She's a
Who?
little cuckoo, but she's a
Kiki
beast.
Wyatt.
Kiki Wyatt.
Oh, I
She
don't
got
think
about
I've ever
20
heard a
kids.
Kiki Wyatt song.
Kiki
She
Wyatt.
her and Avant did her and
Avant.
Avant did songs together. Yeah.
Her and Avant. Okay.
Yeah.
So I
But Kiki
suppose.
Wyatt now
Hey, so
she
what's
can
up?
sing.
I suppose if we really want to pinpoint, and I really want to understand this. When we talk about range, is it opinionative or is it like actual range? Like,
Hold
is
on
it
one
what
second.
what do you mean?
Hey, said you're muted. So if you want to speak, you can just unmute your mic. But it says that I can't unmute you.
Yeah, I'm just muted while you guys are talking.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right, cool. I was trying to unmute you. So you
so
good to go.
what's it?
Whenever you want to jump in, just unmute it because I'm not, I can't
Like,
figure all that. I'm learning.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Humbly. I think range is very depictive of your, like, I want to hear this from this artist. This is what
No,
I want to
that's
hear.
not range, Pepper.
Wait, just hear me out. Hear me out. So I'm caveating and I'm helping you out as well. So my question is, what is range? What do you
I'm
depict?
telling you
Any of
right
you?
now what range is.
Okay.
Range
Okay.
can be quantified. It's not subjective. It's not opinion based. Soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, bass. You go from low to high.
Understand that.
Mariah Carey stays in the higher spectrum.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
She does, but she can operate in any of those, right?
she can, but she stays in her bubble. Whitney's range goes from low to high, and we've heard it.
Yeah, but Whitney's highs ain't like Mariah's high.
I
And
I
I got humbled, Chels. I got humbled because I said this on a live, and my man Mike, he messaged me and he said, "Bro, what in the world are you talking about?" He said, "I know you." He said, "Whitney cannot touch Mariah Carey on them highs." And I
right.
went back and I listened just because my favorite Mariah Carey song is "We Belong Together," and if you just listen to that last verse where the song is ending and she's just singing normally, Chels, and how she just explodes and holds that note, I'm like, ooh, it's some chills, Pepper, that I got. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I think on StreamYard, we would be able to play a little bit of music without the thing going down. Is this your first time on StreamYard, Chels? Are you familiar with the platform?
No. Yes, this is my first time on it. No, I'm not super familiar.
Oh,
But
it's amazing. I used to run it because we used to do, me and my buddy, we had our own podcast. Man, StreamYard is amazing because you can do the banners for subjects and everything on it. Yeah, once you get the hang of it, you actually gonna like it.
So is there a way to play the music within StreamYard, or do I just play it from another
You'll have to
source,
play
and
from
you
another
can hear
source.
it through the mic.
Yeah, you'd have to play from
Okay.
another source.
So if y'all want me to play something, let me know. I can pull it up. Still trying.
Well, like I said, it's the determination of range. And Julie, don't get me wrong, I agree with you 100%. Range is range, and I don't disagree with you on alto and bass and all that kind of stuff because I can sing. I've been taking lessons, but my range is my range, and there's individuals that can't reach that. I've listened to Hall and Oates, Daryl Hall. Daryl Hall is limited to what he does, but he understands his range. But they're one of the most famous bands that you've ever heard of. And maybe I'm speaking to Seth a little bit on this because we're older, but you know,
But you would never.
Yeah, y'all the old ones. Y'all the old ones. Keep me out of that.
Look at Hall and Oates, and here would be an example. They don't have the range as a George Michaels. Where George Michaels, like Julie said, I mean, George Michaels has all. I hope you guys know who George Michaels is.
Yes,
yeah.
I agree.
His range, like the dude could sing.
I'm never gonna dance again.
Like his Hall and Oates never hit those highs.
So an article from Pro Music lists the top 10 vocalists with the most range. Freddie Mercury, I don't know who that is.
Absolutely.
From Queen, yes.
We got Freddie Mercury on there.
Because y'all are gonna get mad.
Yes.
Whitney Houston, Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin.
Not surprised.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I agree.
Luciano Pavarotti.
Pavarotti, yes.
Stevie Wonder. Adele.
Okay.
Frank Sinatra.
Beyonce.
Oh
hell no! We got to throw out the list.
And Robert.
Where the hell are those sources from?
Is not on.
Yeah. That's not a good list.
Brandy Quell.
I was about to say who they asked that to?
Hey, Dr. Hawk, they pulled 4 people on that.
Julie edited that joint on Wikipedia trying to bust out the list.
And look though, like Jules, I guess the thing that I look at too though is some of those lists. I'm mindful of some of them too because then you got to think about where is it coming from, what they're saying, and what kind of biases they may have. I'm not saying that that's not a true list, but I've seen some of those lists where some of them just don't like somebody and they just like, I'm gonna keep them off this list because I don't like them.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I really think Christina Aguilera should be on that list.
Now I'll tell you this. So I searched again and they went to like top 20. They added Celine to the top 20. They added MJ to the top 20. They added Elvis Presley, Marvin Gaye, Elton John, Mick Jagger, Prince, Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, Tina Turner, John Lennon, and Axl Rose.
Are you kidding me?
I'm just telling you what I'm looking at.
Let me ask you this, Julie. How about this? Ariana Grande.
Now Ariana can sing. I like her. She can sing.
Is Chels still up here? Or did Chels walk away?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can other people join, or is it just us?
I can hold up to 10 slots. So what do we got? 7?
5, 6, 7. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, Ariana
I got
Grande.
3 more slots. If you got somebody, you could just share the link with them.
The Freddie Mercury thing is problematic.
Freddie
Mercury. I mean, I'm sorry, brother. Freddie Mercury thing has got the whole thing in question for me.
Yo.
Really, I like Freddie. I agree with him. Like I'm a Queen fan, and I agree with Freddie Mercury being on there.
Hey, said, but I was telling you in the comments earlier. Now I was giving you your flowers earlier, brother. I was giving you your flowers, man. So don't think I was sitting there harping on the conversation and Because I came in. See, this how all this started. Because I brought up the conversation me, you, and Will had about simp culture in R&B music. And guess who agreed with you automatically, and I didn't have to say anything whatsoever. Said
Julie.
Julie.
Keith,
Automatically keep begging, trying to beg the draws off Sweat.
he's always begging.
I mean, yeah, he ushered it in.
But Charles agreed with Will because he said that he said that Babyface had more of a hand in the culture being promoted further.
Yeah.
Yeah. Babyface is behind so many art. Like I put in the comments, like Whitney Houston was just until Babyface got his hands on her. After I'm Your Baby Tonight, that's when everything like changed for her
Did he
because
write that?
I want to think, huh? I
Did
don't
he
know if
write
he
that?
wrote it, but I'm not sure if he wrote it, but I think he produced it. But I remember when that came out, it was like a different Whitney Houston.
But that go to what I was
Like
saying earlier.
she seemed really green, and like her handlers tried to keep her more on that, innocent pop. Like, I want to dance with somebody. Like you still had a good, but they didn't let her like unleash.
They mentioned
until
Tony Braxton
Babyface.
earlier.
Do you know you know who her aunt is? Her aunt or her aunt, however you want to pronounce it.
Who? Whitney Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Dionne Warwick.
Yes.
Yeah, Dionne Warwick is
very
really
nice. Very nice. Dionne Warwick, yes. Very nice. Very nice.
But that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier, though, Dr. Hawk. I was saying that sometimes songs go through a certain timing of songs and albums, and if they release it this time and not this time, like plays a role in how big a song becomes, how an artist does stuff, how they say it. Sometimes some people release stuff either too soon or too late. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some of the things where I remember I was listening to Neo talk about his so the whole thing with his Libra Scale album, what he wanted to do. He wrote a whole movie script behind this, and the Libra Scale album was supposed to be the album behind it. So they told him to write a 30-minute script. They said this dude wrote a whole movie basically. He had basically a whole movie script, and he had to dial the script back. And even then, what he had left, they were like, "Look, like you still got to take some of it out." So what wound up happening was like the studio just he. So I don't know if you noticed with the 1 in a Million video he did, it was supposed to be like it was supposed to be other videos behind that, but they cut the money off because they like, hell, we ain't giving you no more money to do this. Like, so sometimes I think what people got to do, man, you believe in something, man, you got to bank on it, and not like, I think that's what's hurting music too, is because everybody wants. So we want everything. We want the creative control and we want the money, and it's like you can't have both of them.
Quell said something earlier, I think before Chels ended his live or whatnot. And you were talking about like the sales of music, and we were talking about Michael. And I actually think the sales meant more back then because for us older people, we actually had to drive to Tower Records or whatever and buy the albums.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying, though, Sid. Yeah.
So when we look at Chris Brown and those numbers, I mean, people can just download now. So it was much more difficult so like when you look at the sales from Mike and the Beatles and these other artists, those are really
real numbers.
Those are real numbers.
Yeah, that's what I agree. I was agreeing with you though, Sid. I actually was making that argument that the numbers now don't mean as much because we don't have to go out. Because before you had to go buy the album to hear anything.
Yeah,
you didn't have any choice but to do it. See, and I think that's, to me, that it started, and I'm gonna pull one of your moves. Said it started with my generation with the LimeWire. When we start ripping the artists off, when we started ripping them off and started downloading their songs, it started killing music because then the artists say, why should I care about what I release if you're just going to take it away from me? If you're not going to pay me for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they figured that out. The managers and the contractors, they figured that out. Now they're making money. I mean, when I post something like a reel, they're making money. They're making money.
Well. What I'm saying though, they're not making as much. So a lot of their stuff isn't coming from because they had to make album sales before. They had to make album sales to make money. But
Sure,
now streaming. If you're not streaming 1 million a day, you're not making any money.
but it's still residual income. It's still
Yeah, but
residual income.
it takes time for them to build that though. Most people see. I guess what I'm getting at is that most people don't have the patience to play the long game, which is what artists like 50 and some of those other guys were doing, where they played the long game in it. But if I want the money immediately, I'm not thinking about no royalties and all this other stuff. If I want my money up front,
Yeah. Well, once again, like I said, when I do my reels, I'll pick a song and I'll go, Journey or whatever. It's whatever it is. When I do my reels or my barbecue stuff or whatever I do, but it hits me in the mood. Like there's a song, I'm like, oh, it's Journey, or it could be Chris Brown, or it could be uh, Two Live Crew, it could be whatever. But it's on Instagram, so they're getting their return on investment.
But
Not too
Contract.
live crew, not too
Somebody is.
live crew.
Somebody
You talking about the
is.
artist? Are we talking about the artist?
Somebody
Oh, so hold on. Are we talking about the artist getting their return on investment on streams?
I said somebody is.
Oh yeah,
Contractual.
somebody's getting paid, but it's not the
Somebody's getting
artist.
paid.
Because if you think about it,
I
oh,
don't know.
So like Instagram, don't they have
I
to
can't
like?
answer that question, but somebody's getting paid
yeah,
yeah,
but the
yeah.
artist don't own the music.
Well,
No,
because I can tell
Yeah,
you when I used to do reels on Instagram, it used to be like, oh, you can't use that song. And I get kicked or,
Right.
bitched at on Instagram for doing that shit. Now it's available.
that's
If it's
because
available,
Instagram wasn't making any money.
But it depends on the rights that the artists have to
hmm
the music too, because like my son, he has a song and he uses is it Billy Bad? It's one of the beats, and it's like this guy doesn't give permission because so it doesn't give permission for this beat to be used. So it's whatever permissions are in the copyright um from the artist. So
I'll give y'all a good example. Cisco released Thong Song.
don't
So so Cisco made the mistake of when he was doing this song of using the lingo living la vida loca without getting it
Oh,
cleared.
who was that? Ricky Martin?
Yep. And Ricky Martin sued the hell out of Cisco because Cisco was just like, oh, let's just go ahead and do it.
Yep.
So the thing about a lot of this game is it's tricky, man. Sometimes you can get away with stuff, other times you can't. But the
yeah,
thing is, it's like you don't want to take that risk because you're kind of rolling the dice and you don't know when your time is going to come. And when it comes, you got to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward because it's just like one small mistake like that cost Cisco millions of dollars because he didn't get the clearance for it.
yeah, that's like Pharrell and Robin Thicke had to give Marvin Gaye's family a bag because of them ripping off what's that song that they had? Hey, 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 hey.
Oh yeah, blurred lines.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
So that's true. Even like that, they was like, oh no, that wasn't it. They just switched up a little thing, but Marvin Gaye's family did win that because they didn't get the permissions for it. So
I like blurred lines. If you watch the unedited video, there's a lot of boobies. I liked it. A lot of boobies.
But nah, most of the time though, I'd be all in jest. I be bugging at said though, cause said be like, Like he'll be quick to be ready to rip somebody, boy. I be looking at Sam, I be like, man, this dude right here, boy.
Yeah, I
This dude.
I mean, I heard that you made some claim about Brandy and Mariah Carey, and then I hear Dr. Hawkins up on the panel talking about Chris Brown and no Usher. I'm like, what's going on this?
They're very close. They're very close. I'm not saying Usher is trash or anything because I really, really like Usher, but I believe that Chris Brown, vocally is just a little bit better than Usher.
Now,
I think Chris Brown can rap. Like he ripped it, man.
No, and you didn't see this because I really think that Chris Brown sings better than R. Kelly.
this is crazy. I mean, hold on. I don't drink chill. I'm going to drink tonight. This is we did this on Will's Live, and you remember this, Brother Quill. All we had to do was we went to the archives and we just listened to them sing a cappella. It was kind of hard to find Chris Brown doing some a cappella, and the one we found, it was horrible. We can pull up the Tiny Dancer, the last one that Usher just did a couple years ago, and when he's singing Superstar, and listen, this man is at the back end of
I don't
still holding notes.
And I don't
like close. What do you play it? Hey, back it up a little bit.
I will say his Tiny Desk performance, he did show off. He did.
Chris Brown doesn't have any of that without that auto-tune shit.
Oh, come on. No, say now I'm not gonna give you that one, man. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
I'm an evidence-based guy. Can you point us to one a cappella Chris Brown song that he can sing?
Let me see.
His falsetto. I mean, Usher did hit that falsetto when he did that Tiny Desk, and he showed off there.
So think of this, Dr. Hawkins. We can all agree that Usher is way past his prime, right? Hold on, Jules. Can we agree that Usher is way past his prime?
No.
And
Yeah.
Usher,
No,
and he still thinks he is not anywhere near his peak, and he still is a better singer than Chris Brown vocally.
But I think as singers though, I think that the prime thing kind of varies based off of what if they back off of their training. You see what I'm saying? If they wind up backing off their training, if they wind up backing off of doing what they were doing at a certain point. You see what I'm saying? If you're talking about as far as career, the height of their career, then I think that's a different thing.
Usher came out in 96, 97.
But his voice is
No, he came out before then. It was before 90.
But the first song it fell flat on its face. So then he came back, and that was
I'm not betting on this one.
No, we make you want to leave the one you with. Started. That was the song that Usher hit the ground running in 97. It was being played everywhere. Then Quell, because I know you're a music aficionado.
Yep.
Then My Way came out, and My Way destroyed it. And then it was the slow song that Pepper was actually talking about. Nice and Slow was right after that.
But Usher wasn't hitting Usher wasn't hitting those notes back then, though.
Yeah, he was.
What? Not he wasn't hitting superstar notes back in '97. He was just singing regular R&B.
How much?
So his voice has matured. His vocal training got better.
So I'll agree with Lil. That's Lil speaking, right? I will agree with you on that. I think Usher's height is 8701. I think that's his height.
That's my favorite album, so I ain't gonna disagree.
Listen.
Wait a minute, hey, but say you were wrong. You wrong about when that song came out. You Make Me Wanna was On My Way.
No, I said that. I said, but that's the first song that came. So Usher had a song or something before either one of those, and it didn't do well.
Yeah,
Call
it was
Me
a
the
song,
Mac.
Babyface. It was
Call Me the Mac.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Babyface wrote
nobody
it.
heard of it because it didn't do anything. But then his coming out song was definitely make me want to leave the one I'm with.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. This song alone.
That's Chris
Chris
Brown.
Brown. When I want y'all to pay attention, all mute. Watch how Chris Brown has he carries the same note. Hey Pepper, this is what you talk about.
Brown.
Wait a
No
minute,
way.
we're not doing that,
Play
bro. So you,
it. Play it. Go ahead,
That's
Dr.
just one of my
Hopkins.
That's new ones. That's one of his new ones out. Residuals. That's my
I love, hey Lil, I love when people provide the evidence for me.
That's just residuals. But you know, Chris Brown holds the record for more albums in the top 40. His stats look better than Usher's.
Okay, so let me
But his vocal,
so let me ask
we
you
can
this.
talk about
Hey, real quick,
stats
Dr.
all
Dr.
day,
Hawkins.
but it's vocal ability. It's not about your songs and hits. It's about your vocal ability.
And
Dr. Hawkins.
I'm giving Chris Brown just a little
Dr. Hawkins.
Exactly.
Dr. Hawkins.
Yes.
So here's my real short rebuttal. Are the Beatles better than Michael Jackson?
Well, I don't. I
Well,
ain't nobody better than Michael Jackson.
Dr. Hawkins, I love you. The answer is no.
Michael Jackson.
The answer is no, but the Beatles have way more records sold than Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's still, what is he, number 2 behind him? So we can't use that argument that Chris Brown has.
I know. I'm saying, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. To me, Kiki Wyatt is probably one of the best female vocalists, and she, like, when you look at her statistics, she doesn't have as many accolades as like a
well, can we just say this though? 'Cause I think people don't even realize the people who are the most recognized and the best aren't necessarily the most skilled and greatest at their craft.
Give me an example.
We just gave you an example.
Like Beyonce isn't necessarily the best vocalist to ever exist.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with
I
that.
know it hurts Julie's heart, but
we can't. But we have to deal. It's like the people that say, well, you know, there's a Michael Jordan that never made the NBA. I call BS on that. There's never been a damn Michael Jordan.
So the argument that I made when I first came up here too.
Yeah.
When I first got up here, the thing that I was saying was the reason why we're talking about Jordan 3 decades later as if he played yesterday was one, the abilities that he had, but it was the marketing that went behind him. The
it's
marketing
the impact, right?
You gotta be kidding me, dude. Really?
No, I'm saying the marketing that they did with Jordan, it has not been duplicated. Nobody has duplicated what they did with Jordan. Nobody has.
No, he's making the right. He's right. He's basically making the argument that the greatness and the impact that people have isn't always based on just their talent. There's more attributes and more external circumstances that come into play. So, for example, Julie, is there a singer that is vocally better than Beyonce?
Yes.
Yes. However, that singer that you're thinking about probably doesn't sell as many records, can't sell out Super Bowl, can't sell out stadiums and all of that. That's the argument that Quell is making. He's saying you can't always quantify who's the best, say, vocalist based on album sales, because people don't just like artists or singers just because they sing well. They like them because they like them as a person. They may like their makeup line. They may like their commercials. They may like their marketing. They may like their Instagram. And that's what ends up selling the record, not necessarily the vocals.
And especially now.
You have to
especially now.
Market.
Right. And so when I think of the GOAT, right, I think of all of that. And I think of longevity and consistency. That's why Michael Jackson went from being 5 years old to 50.
Right.
And Beyonce is next in line. She's been doing it since she was 12 years old.
But that's why I say whenever you have a GOAT discussion, it's important to ask each person what are they using as a metric, because if you're talking about singing, like you say, who's the best singer, who's the greatest singer of all time, someone's going to say impact, right? Someone's going to say record sales, someone else is going to say vocal range. Like Quell's probably going to say who has the best vocal range.
Right, but when you say greatest singer of all time, in my brain, that doesn't mean greatest of all time.
I think one thing we have to really understand, and we have to understand that we're talking about so many different genres. Disagree or agree with me? We're now talking about singers versus this, and we tend to venture into different areas. So
I don't think, Pepper, we've played the singers.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying we. Like it's not you per se or the conversation. What I'm trying to say is things kind of slip into another genre, which I've seen on like Instagram and so
We've
forth.
been talking about R&B.
Well, the one metric,
That's the genre that we're talking about.
I understand.
well, the only metric that you can really use, the only objective metric that you can use at this point is record sales or streaming
Yeah.
right? Everything else is going to be subjective.
Well, I guess the thing that I will say though, I do think that some of it is subjective, but I would say though there's a universal sound check for everybody. There's there's a certain thing where everybody can agree was like, man, this person was definitely, nobody would disagree, like you were saying about
but
Whitney or about Mike or about how great those people were. You get what I'm saying? About like even with like I can't argue with Sid about how great of a vocalist Usher is.
Yeah.
There's no reason if I argue that, I don't need to talk music no more in my life if I'm arguing that point.
Hey, Sid, I got a question for you. What concert would you go with me to see? You and me, as friends, as brothers.
Nowhere.
Okay, thank you.
That only goes out with women that have pretty toes.
Let me get
Eddie Murphy. Put Eddie Murphy on, boy.
Man, come on. You wouldn't go rock out with a buddy? Come on, go to a concert. No, you don't do that.
I thought I was on mute, but I wasn't. But I might have to concede to y'all. I just listened to Party by Usher and Chris Brown. And I think I want to say Chris Brown's voice is more unique, but I will say Usher has more soul. His tone is better. And he has more of a singer's tone than Chris
Hold on,
Brown.
you broke up, Dr. Hawk. Can you say that last part again?
Yeah, I'm listening. Hold on. Let me get my.
I am still going to say though.
We'll break it up on the last.
I'm still going to say I put Chris Brown over R. Kelly.
I thought you put over R. Kelly. That's crazy.
Yo, nasty word, B.
In what way? Hold on. In what way are you putting Chris Brown above R. Kelly?
I'm talking about Chris Brown's tone and his singing voice over R. Kelly. Now, not R. Kelly's. I don't put Chris Brown's catalog over R. Kelly's at all. No.
So to simplify this, you're saying that your subjective opinion is that Chris Brown is a better singer. Like if we didn't know either one of them and we brought them up on here and had both of them sing, you would come to the conclusion that Chris Brown, this guy we don't know, is better than R. Kelly, this other guy that we don't know. Yeah, as a singer.
I still can't. Yeah, I still can't. You remind me of my Jeep. But even in I Believe I Can Fly, I think R. Kelly's voice is a little shaky on some parts. Like it starts off nice and smooth. Mm-hmm.
That's something Chris Brown made.
Yo,
What's his best song, Joe?
Say again.
What's R. Kelly's best song?
Oh, I don't know, dog. I could tell you my favorite. I can tell you my personal favorite.
Which one?
It's on I think it's called Just Like That. I know that's one of the main lyrics. It's like it's on CP2. I'll play it right quick.
I got two. I wish is my favorite, and then I'm a Flirt is my second favorite.
what that said, huh? Why? Why?
Hey, Quell, but believe this or not, because you and I talk about rap music. I love T.I.'s verse on that song. I mean, I'm a T.I. I'm a big T.I. guy.
But so you remember when we was talking though the other day? And,
Said, let me find out you like Lil Bow Wow song.
I listened to what's his the only one hit he had, Like You. Hit the mall, pop tag, spend a few G's in, hit the runway to a new season. Yeah, I listen to Bow Wow still.
Hey, say, did you hear it? You heard it playing? Hold on, can you hear this?
This
No.
good.
Nah, we can't hear anything.
Okay, then yeah, it might not play probably because I'm streaming to YouTube and I'm playing it through YouTube. So I'm gonna have to find another
Yeah, this is wild. She said R. Kelly,
hold on.
So
Chris over R. Kelly.
Don't get me wrong. There will never be another R. Kelly. He's another one that no one can. But even though him and Aaron Hall, I used to get them mixed up back in the day.
You know what? I'm gonna play it right here. Hold on. I'm gonna play it on my phone. Because this is my favorite R. Kelly song.
I think Kells is the R&B GOAT.
He's a musical.
This is right here.
His writing, his pen.
R. Kelly song, but at the beginning of the conversation, I think it was just me, Quell, and Pepper, or me, Quell, and Julie. I was saying just because something is my favorite by an artist doesn't mean that I think that's their best song.
The best body of work. It just resonates with you.
Right. That's just what hits my soul. I could listen to another R. Kelly song and be like, yeah, this one is better, but I don't necessarily want to hear it.
But
over what I'm listening to.
He's got some really good songs on that Born in the 90s.
Yeah.
CD.
Yeah, that was slap right there though.
Hey,
but said so you remember we was
got hits, man.
Yeah, his catalog is undeniable. I will say
that. Well, you saying something?
So you remember when we was talking like that? You remember we was talking? I was talking about because I just to touch on what you were saying about pop, but I like the thing that I look at and people get offended, and they get offended, especially when you talk about pop. Pop wasn't necessarily the most skilled rapper.
I agree.
Pac was one of those and to me, I think it's hard for anybody, and this is where I would agree with you. It's hard for anybody that was born after 95 to know much about Pac.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't old enough to see Pac's impact, to understand his impact, to understand really what people liked about Pac. You see what I'm saying? Like I wasn't old enough. Like my stepdad was a big Tupac fan, but I wasn't old enough to really get why he liked them. You know what I'm saying? I really wasn't aware enough to do it. Which a lot of people got mad with Drake. Drake had a line. He was like, "I probably cry when Hov dies, but I didn't cry when Pac died, but I probably will when Hov does."
Did you like Tech Nine?
I'm not really into Tech Nine, man. I know why people like him, but Tech Nine falls into that weird rock, almost screamo type rap, man.
Hey, Quell. Hey, right now, and I know I'm late to the party, but I think like this first line from Wayne right here is one of the coldest of anybody. Listen, hold on. Let me see if I can hold on.
Yeah.
How do I speed this up? Hold on, listen,
You
listen.
ain't even gotta play it, bro. I already know
I
what you're
already
talking about.
know.
Oh,
Yeah.
mid 2000s Wayne.
Just listen, y'all. Listen to how he come in on it. Pepper don't know about this right here. Listen. I can see Julie dancing to this. Julie, you got to help me with my hips on this one.
They said mid 2000s
Listen.
argument.
From me to you, I'ma need a suit. I'ma need a coupe. I don't need a roof. Follow you to Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I got the flow trying to see the roof. So I got shot. You can see the proof. This shit is cold, bro.
Mid 2000s Wayne is probably one of the
Really?
was Wayne's greatest stint and submitted him probably as one of the greatest rappers to ever touch a mic.
Do you have him in your top? Would you have him in your top 5?
No.
Top 5? You said top 5?
Yeah, of all time rap.
Hell yeah. Most definitely I'll have Wayne in my top 5.
I
Nah.
had him in my top 5.
He got one song that I'm a millionaire. I'm a young money
Dr.
millionaire.
Hawk. Little Wayne has a lot of music.
Because somebody
But
had Biggie in there, didn't they?
I did.
No, man.
I just don't think he doesn't have the body of work. I mean, I don't even like Jay-Z, but to be fair, when we talk about that body of work, he's got to be in there.
Yeah.
And I just think that you always, when we talk about the greatest of all time, just like we were talking boxing, you have to put somebody in here who ushered the way. So whenever I mention the greatest boxers ever, I always bring in someone like a Jack Johnson, who was the first black heavyweight champion. He ushered the way. So we have to have somebody like a Run DMC. Someone just mentioned Rakim. Rakim's verse on the song with Jody Watley. Have y'all heard? Like, I don't think y'all pay attention how he on that song "Friends." How Rakim gets off on that
and the pockets that Rakim be hitting, Rakim be hitting pockets like. I mean, that dude be in like another world, bro.
I don't know. Can I get Wayne in there? Because I got a Pac, Jay-Z. I like Nas, but I like old Nas. I think after the I Am album, he kind of fell off. I don't like.
But we're still talking about consistency. Nas has been around.
Okay, Nas. So we have 4. I know that maybe Chels is going to cam me down, but man, I think how do we tie without Eminem?
Right.
Let me say this.
Eminem doesn't get the love because of he's
lyricist.
Words of women, right?
Yeah.
And that's like Eminem. How do we never mention him in like the top 5?
Eminem's in my top 5.
I was ready to
say Dr. Hawk.
Eminem's in my top 5. I put
Why?
over him.
Why is Eminem in your top 5?
Because I believe he tells a story. He's a great lyricist. And I'm going to tell y'all my favorite song that hypes me up is an Eminem song. We only got one. Did not let the change. Like
lose yourself.
I was asking to get a gauge because Eminem is one of the highest selling hip hop artists of all time. So if you were going to use that as a metric, then that stays in line with a quantifiable thing, as opposed to I just like art.
I'm gonna be honest though. I think a lot of people, they might get mad with me, but I think Nas is a nostalgic artist. I think people like Nas based off nostalgia, and I think Nas, to me, when it really comes down to it, like, am I gonna play a Nas? Am I gonna sit here and listen to Nas for a 17-hour trip? Fucking no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be listening to Nas.
Hey, listen to this verse.
Absolutely.
Right, listen to this verse right here. Listen how Eminem comes in right here at the end. Just listen to his wordplay.
We can't hear you, Sid.
Can't hear
it. Okay.
Listen to how he comes in and the part. Come on, Eminem. His wordplay is phenomenal. Listen.
Now I know we said things that we didn't, and we talked. 17 tempers. It's me when it comes to life.
I don't know. I think like with that Superman probably one like how he puts his words
Julie, you're
together.
muted.
So Eminem in order of top 10 hip hop artists of all time. Eminem, Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Rakim, Kanye, and Ice Cube.
And
Where you get that from the internet?
Yeah.
Oh no.
What source is that? Pac's still number 2?
Pac was number 2, second.
Wait, something's wrong with that list. Drake ain't on that list?
Drake is not on this list.
Snoop not on that list?
Snoop is not on this list.
Like I don't even know if Snoop is the best rapper from the West Coast, so I don't know he can.
I like Snoop is in my top. I like Snoop.
This is from Chart Masters.
But I think to me what hurts him though is when M kind of goes into these, like he goes into all these random beefs with everybody, man. Because then sometimes he release some stuff that I'd be like, man, why the hell did you do that? You released this in the first place, man.
I think it's his violence because he said they call me Superman. I'm single now. Got no ring on his finger now. I don't know, like just Eminem is cold. I don't know how anybody can watch 8 Mile and watch that battle rap scene and not fall in love with Eminem. Well, you cannot watch the battle rap scene in 8 Mile and walk away.
No, most definitely. But what I'm saying is that that body of work, that 8 Mile album was like dope. But what I'm saying is that it's some of those albums, those subsequent albums that hurt him. Like it's some of those albums that he did. Huh?
Well, I guess the ones when he talk about his mom, but he's being real. But like Stan, I love like Stan. Like that.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the albums that he did after that, where he did the matter of fact, the song he just played. It was the Relapse album, and it was a couple of those other albums where they like, dude, man, what are you doing?
But that's the cost of longevity, though,
yeah.
right? The cost of longevity is the space to decrease, right? And so you get the longevity points, and that's why I don't knock people for putting Biggie in there.
Yeah,
right.
Biggie, I like Biggie.
It kind of is like reality is the coulda, woulda, shoulda stuff. It doesn't matter to me, right? If because Biggie has enough songs to cover 3.
He got enough on the plate for you to digest something.
3 real albums, right? So the average hip hop artist career is 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
So if you make 3, technically you're above average. So even though you don't have the years of longevity, what is the quality of those 3 albums? What is the impact that those 3 albums had on music at the time and moving forward? Right. And so that also goes into the external circumstances. The beef with Pac plays a role in Biggie's greatness.
Yeah,
beef
exactly.
With Biggie plays a role, and that's another thing. So like with Nas, right? Nas has the greatest hip hop album ever.
Yeah.
Right. Illmatic is pretty much the undisputed greatest hip hop album to ever drop, and that's not a subjective thing. That's whenever they make lists and they say what's the greatest hip hop album,
it's up there, right? Yeah,
they say Illmatic, right? But and so Nas went from Illmatic to It Was Written, his albums, and then he battled one of the undisputed top 5 artists of all time, and Jay-Z won, right? Then he continued his career on to a point where Nas just dropped 6 albums in the course of 3 years. The longevity piece. Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, all of those, because Jay-Z got some duds for Jay-Z.
Right.
He got some duds because if you do anything long enough, LeBron got some duds, right? And you do it long enough, you're gonna get credit for the longevity. But the longer you do something, the more they're gonna compare you to your past self when you wow them, and
which is
not as good.
Which is normally why they go on the legacy tours rather than create a whole lot of new things, because that's where a lot of them are doing now. Like Neo's kind of doing that thing now, which I can't really use him because it's different, because I don't really like using his career because I don't think everybody gets to he falls in that weird place where everybody don't get to do that. Like he falls in where with like Smokey and a lot of those cats where they have a weird place in music to me, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of don't like using them, but I use it because I'm like I use it just because it's easy for me to kind of point to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I do think that if we were to like make a list, a lot of them would repeat themselves. Like if
Mhm.
each of us said, "All right, here's my top 5," a lot of
Will
them,
be on the list, right?
yep.
So here's my top 5: Rakim, Eminem, Q-Tip, Snoop Dogg, and give me Kendrick. That's mine.
Really, Dr. Hawk, you
Yeah.
don't like East Coast rappers, Dr. Hawk?
Yo, I can't believe that, boy. Because I mean, yo,
Damn, all
I'm gonna
West
tell you.
Coast.
Nah,
tell you.
Rakim East Coast.
Rakim
Yeah.
is New York.
one.
Okay. If I had to say some,
Q-Tip
I
East
got
Coast. And Q-Tip East Coast.
He's more. He might
He
be more
produced.
Atlanta.
Q-Tip is on Illmatic.
yeah. He's a New York rapper,
Yeah.
right? Correct.
Yeah.
He's a New York rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him and Busta.
Something
Yeah.
when
Q-Tip
she
was
said
in
Yeah.
when she said Q-Tip, I kind of
what's the name of the group?
Tribe
Called
Called
Quest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
out of 5. Okay.
yeah. I mean,
You be in the village.
Maybe West Coast, Dr. Hawk.
I mean, Biggie might be right under there.
I'm gonna tell you though. I'm gonna tell you my man Andre three stacks though, boy.
Yeah.
My man 3 Stacks is
I
probably one
like
of the most
them, but
deadliest rappers out there, boy. 3 Stacks is probably because to me, I get people why people like Kendrick, but Kendrick is an acquired taste, man. Everybody, like he ain't one that you could just throw out there and everybody gonna like, man. Like everybody just recently started liking Kendrick, like in mass.
well,
Like
right,
everybody
and
didn't.
yes, yeah.
Well,
But I think because he's more,
everybody dislikes Drake, so it made it easy for them to like
You
Kendrick.
get what I'm saying? Like,
They're not
so what
really
I'm saying?
Kendrick fans. They just
Yeah,
anti-Drake.
but he's
right.
more of a conscious rapper, and that's why I like him. And I like what's the other one with the hair that was in the beef too? Like what's his name? Shoot,
J.
J.
Cole.
Cole.
J. Cole. Yeah, I like J. Cole.
Because he still has a really large fan base. But the hood don't love
But
Drake.
what I'm saying though, when you put on like most people just started listening, like I heard Kendrick. I've been listening in and out to Kendrick, but I think I just don't like. Not that I don't like it. I'm just saying a lot of people wind up doing like all of a sudden come out of the woodworks about, oh man, yeah, Kendrick's the greatest, and it's like, look, man, I've listened to this dude. I'm not saying he's not great, but tell me his body of work. Like, tell me, but beyond the A minor
He's
thing,
so,
you know what I'm saying?
look,
Like
please
beyond
don't
that,
But
kill
tell
my
me
the thing
something.
is,
vibe. Please
so
don't
hold on.
kill my vibe.
yeah. I don't think that he's even.
No, but this the thing. This the thing. The thing about Kendrick is this. To me, I like Kendrick's Section 80 album better. So Kendrick does have a body of work. He has a
Yeah.
really great body of work. But
Oh,
I
I'm
agree
saying,
with you. I'm
yeah,
just not
I'm
into
saying,
Kendrick's vocal tone. I'm like, I can't
yeah,
listen to that
no,
for 17 hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
nah, it's
That
definitely
leaves a lot
one
to
of
be desired. Yeah.
yeah, most definitely.
I just think for you to be considered greatest, you gotta go through a couple of, what would I call it, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums.
Litmus test.
But is there an exception there for Biggie? It's Biggie's ability to rap, his flow, his lyricism, his creativity, his storytelling enough to shore up that short amount of music that we got from. To me, the answer is yes. When I listen to Biggie,
I gotta say no.
Biggie,
It's not albums.
To me, Biggie has the most natural sounding flow that I've ever heard. When Biggie raps, it sounds like water's coming out the faucet. Like it just naturally just gravity's pulling it down. right?
But body of work has to matter. So we can.
But he has 3 solid albums, which is 1 album above the average for a hip hop artist. And then you have to think of the magnitude. Say again.
But Chelsea, you're comparing him. See, yes, that sounds good, right? When you're comparing him amongst everybody, but when we're splitting hairs and we're now comparing the greatest, he can't compare to the greatest.
But the only thing you're giving, so this is what I'm saying. To me, Biggie is a better rapper than Jay-Z.
Yeah,
he was. So I can agree with that. So here's the correlation.
Hold on, real quick. Listen, this is what I'm saying though. I'm not arguing against you that I would give Jay-Z the checkpoint for longevity. That's just facts. I don't have that option. But if I were to list everything else that I wanted in an MC, or most of the things that I wanted in an MC, most of those boxes would be checked on the Biggie side if we were going against Jay-Z. So Jay-Z's longevity to me isn't enough to completely remove Biggie from a top 5 conversation. His greatness was that great.
Yeah. Well, I think what if we were splitting hairs? So here, this is what's comparable. Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the greatest quarterbacks with athletic ability to ever play in the NFL.
No,
but if we were going top 5, I mean, he's got one Super Bowl championship. His body of work doesn't compare to other quarterbacks that we would say that he's better than, because the totality matters, right? Everything matters. So Biggie didn't get the opportunity, unfortunately, to put out the rest of the work.
Right, but what if his body of work was better than the totality of most rappers?
Yeah, but we're not talking about most rappers. We're talking about the top 5. Pepper, we're talking about the top 5. I'm not concerned about the bottom 95. We're trying to get 5 names in here.
What 3 albums of Jay-Z's are better than Biggie's 3 albums?
None.
I don't like Jay-Z, but I have to factor in Jay-Z's entire body of work.
Right. So what 3 albums are better than Biggie's?
What's the one album that had the Hard Knock Life and all the other songs? Can I get a what? I'll put that one.
Volume 2.
So that's 1. If you're saying that's 1,
yeah,
okay.
That's a good one. That's a good album. Yeah.
I can't give
Volume
you
Volume 2 is not better. Volume 2 is not better than Life After Death.
Yeah, I don't think Jay-Z.
Reasonable Doubt is better than Ready to Die, in my opinion. I'd rather listen to it because sonically it's more appealing to my ears.
A lot of people make the argument that Jay-Z, a lot of the stuff that Biggie would have done, and a lot of his flow came from Biggs.
From Biggie. So you know how somebody said that had Aaliyah still been alive, Beyonce wouldn't be as large as she is. Mm-hmm. Had Biggie still been alive, Jay-Z would not be as large as he is.
I agree.
But we can't do that.
But we can't.
Because we can say, well, Tupac was still alive. Because we have to remember that Tupac, Nas, and Jay-Z, they were all around at the same time. And Tupac had such a stranglehold on the entire rap game. We didn't know about any of these other guys. Think about that East End. I don't think people remember, because I know that we got the youngsters on here, but Pepper, myself, and Dr. Hawk on the tail end. Tupac monopolized the entire, like Death Row in the West Coast took over the entire rap game.
I think that Tupac still been alive, the East Coast wouldn't be as large as they are.
But he was headed. I think an argument could be made because he was headed into acting. So he was probably was going to go into doing less of the rap stuff and more into because he was getting more and more roles. You see what I'm saying? Like his money would have been coming more from acting because he actually was building momentum as an actor.
I agree, because he got too tied up into the beef thing that he wasn't as desirable, to me. So
unfortunately, he got in over his head with the Southern California politics. It's funny, when I started picking up on certain things he was doing, I was like, yeah, this is probably not going to end well. I know he came from the East Coast, but he's a Northern California guy because he was a roadie for Digital Underground. Yeah. But then he came down here, and then he started immersing himself with the gang politics down here in SoCal, and it just wasn't going to bode well for him.
So let's take it out of that for a second. I've heard the argument that Michael Jordan was called the greatest player of all time before he won 6 championships.
I
Have you
never
ever heard that?
No.
So
Right?
why are we caveating onto this?
Because the argument that Said is making is that Biggie is excluded from a top 5 because he doesn't have the longevity. He's saying that longevity plays a role, right? Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. I'm saying that if we were calling MJ the greatest after winning 1, 2, or even 3 finals, then that's not in alignment to be applied on the other side. You see what I'm saying? It's like calling MJ the GOAT after winning 2 or 3 finals. Well, Biggie dropped 3 albums, 3 classic albums in a very short span.
Doesn't have anything else after that.
But he doesn't have to. That's what I'm saying. If they were calling Michael Jordan the GOAT and he never won another 3, it would still be a valid argument for you to say that based on what we saw from him, right, from the time he got drafted to those 3 championships to his first retirement, if you could stand on that as him being the GOAT, then anyone should be able to stand on Biggie's 3 album run.
No, this is why this is a bad comparison. Because when Michael Jordan had his run, there was no argument that he was the greatest. So there are other greats. So when Biggie had his run, but
listen, that's not fair because in basketball there has to be a winner and a loser.
Yes,
music is subjective. You had a whole coast of people riding with Biggie.
Listen. Biggie and Pac were at the same time. And if you're gonna be objective, Julie wasn't even on this coast. You had 2 people that were in the height at the same time, and nobody would ever say that Biggie was over Pac. They just if somebody was
yes, they did.
Biggie was artistically, half the country was arguing. Half the country was arguing.
Maybe you guys are old enough to remember when Tupac came and they came to New York and won all of the awards.
We were alive when that happened.
You guys are making an argument, but us West Coast guys came to the East Coast. The West Coast guys, we came to the East Coast and won all of the awards. So we can't make that argument.
Yeah, the West Coast had a run, but we're not talking about the West Coast. What I'm simply saying is you can't say that Biggie didn't have a hell of a run over the short period of time.
He did.
Right. So to take it back to MJ, right? If MJ had a hell of a run over a short amount of time, right? And people call him the GOAT, then you can't tell me that we can't use that same logic to put Biggie in a top 5 conversation.
But I'm explaining to you why the logic, because you had nobody argues that there was somebody just as good as Michael Jordan.
But Michael lost. He lost to Larry Bird, right? He never beat Larry Bird. He lost to the Detroit Pistons. So he took L's too. So the argument that Tupac had a better career during that period of time doesn't negate Biggie from being able to enter a top 5 conversation.
I think Biggie's great, but I'm just asking, who does he go in because of his small amount of work? That, however, those 3 championships are great, but you have other people who have championships. So who do we exclude to put him in the top 5? Because if we say, okay, Chels, let's split the baby in half, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll do Biggie and Pac. Those are in the top 5. Now, who are we excluding?
Tell me who's in your top 5, and I'll tell you who I take out for Biggie.
Eminem.
You know what? I'm replacing
Eminem out for Biggie.
Wait a minute. I'm replacing Snoop with DMX. I'm replacing Snoop with DMX.
Okay.
And I would. Dr. Hawk was quiet for this whole time and came in. And that's acceptable because I don't think Snoop was even the best West Coast.
And I'm replacing Kendrick with KRS-One. That's my East Coast.
He was doing okay. We should have stopped her. You should have stopped her, Dr. Hawk. You should have stopped you.
In a top 5? I ain't got Jadakiss in my top 5.
No.
I ain't got Jadakiss in my top 5. I ain't got Jadakiss. He doesn't have enough impact. But see, that's another thing though. Biggie's impact over those 3 simple albums is strong enough to be like, yo, you in the top 5. Biggie's not a one-hit wonder.
Nope.
No.
Man, okay. I'm gonna be honest because I'm ejected. I do think you're making a very compelling argument, Chelsea, really about I'm being objective. I'm still not back on the porch yet on Biggie because I'm thinking I don't think he's not better than he's not better than Eminem. He's not.
Right.
He's not.
I'm replacing KRS-One with Biggie. I'm replacing KRS-One.
Why?
Good night, y'all. Good night.
No. I want to know why.
Because I'm just thinking about it, like, because I used to be a girl that went out to the club. I went to the club, and
You used to be a girl. What are you now?
A girl that went to the club a lot, and
You used to be a girl.
telling you, when Biggie came on,
everyone went wild.
Detroit players.
Biggie came on. Did he say Detroit play? I ain't that old now. Y'all older than me. Don't do me. Don't do me. Who said Detroit players?
That was Biggie, man.
But yeah, like I'm just thinking that was an era. That was my era when I was out in the streets, and like everywhere you went, Biggie was playing.
Yep.
I guess if you think about it too, though, like just look at how technical he was too, though. Like he was like a technical machine when you sitting here listening to like how he put his lyrics together, how he broke them down and everything.
Ooh.
Big.
Give me three of his top songs. Give me his top 3 songs lyrically.
Who shot ya? Separate the beat from the ops. What's the other one? I used to read Word Up magazine.
Shoot, he killed it on that one chance song. He broke it all the way down on that song.
I put it to you like this. Yeah. Tupac, I'm not sure that any rapper has a nastier verse than Biggie's verse on Notorious Thugs.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That joint might be the dopest verse that I've ever heard, especially to step out of your element. Right? When Pac made a song with Bone, right? He rapped like Tupac. When Biggie made a song with Bone, he rapped like Bone.
You know what?
I don't know, because I mean, you got Pac's verse with him and Scarface on Smile. You got Only God Can Judge Me. Pac got some cold. That both of those verses are cold.
No.
You got to remember.
That's in his comfort zone. None of those verses are as potent lyrically as Armed and Dangerous. Ain't too many can bang with us. Straight up.
But then the mic drop is Tupac destroyed the entire East Coast with 2 songs.
But he did. The East Coast
you have to remember that. Like the coldest diss song of all time came from Tupac destroying the entire. He destroyed Biggie and him. I mean,
you know what I think? Said I think you just rapping for the West Coast.
You right?
Nah, because that was that. Yeah,
but I even have to argue with Dr. Hawkins are talking about Kendrick Lamar. He's not even the best rapper from the West Coast.
Get money. Get money.
Seb was get money. Seb was like,
ain't no way he said E40 dog.
That's on Eminem's team, I think. Are you on Eminem's team?
I think that Cube is a better rapper. Man, y'all, I think people.
Ice Cube?
Yeah. Like Kendrick?
I'm asking you who you're saying Cube is better than who?
I said than Kendrick because I'm saying Kendrick because Dr. Hawk said Kendrick. I said he's not even the best rapper.
No, I'm not saying you don't bump your head, dog. Come on, man.
It has 2 alliances.
Maybe y'all listen to young people.
Said has an alliance to the West Coast and he has an alliance to his era.
Maybe y'all need to listen to younger Q.
I mean, can we hang out? I mean, we're on the East Coast. I mean, we can listen to Eminem together, right?
I mean,
no way.
Yeah, y'all heard of a guy named DJ Quick that nobody ever talks about too?
Yeah, I know DJ Quick.
There you go.
Yeah. Y'all got recency. If I'm hanging on to nostalgia, brother Chills, y'all have recency bias.
Recency bias.
Yeah, because y'all
He's the only number one.
was back in the day. With
Kendrick
their
is the only
He does
number
have
one.
longevity.
Not the way that he's saying about Jay-Z.
He doesn't. But when I say that Biggie is better than Jay-Z, I'm talking about the qualities of a rapper. Forget the longevity, right?
I'm talking body of work though.
Yeah, that's
argument against him.
I got you. What I'm saying is when I decide who dropped off, Dr. Hope. Okay, cool. What I'm saying is when I say who's better, I'm less concerned about longevity. I'm more so looking at the art, right? Who has the better flow? Who puts the words better together?
You
Who
kind of comparing them
tells
pound for
stories
pound.
in a more vivid manner? All of those things. And it doesn't take longevity to establish how dope you actually are.
What do you think about
that? Say again.
What do you think? What do you think about the Beastie Boys? You got to give them credit.
Don't do that.
I've never delved into the Beastie Boys enough to truly put them into any conversation that I would have. I know some of their stuff, but I don't know it well enough. I know Eminem well enough to know that I think Eminem is one of the dopest rappers to ever exist. I just can't listen to him for 17 hours on a plane.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna talk about one of like cold rappers, I'm gonna bring up an old school dude from y'all's area. It's Special Ed.
Special Ed was smooth.
And I Got It Made is probably one of the dopest songs. I mean, just lyrically, especially for his time, it was amazing. Yeah, I would never. The Beastie Boys was more catchy.
Yeah,
and they were.
Who's your top five? Give me your top five.
I love Run DMC, man. I mean, I kind of give Run DMC. I mean, come on.
I got Pac, Jay-Z, even though I don't like him, because I got, like I said, the body of work. Nas, Eminem. Chels has made a compelling argument for this Biggie now.
I'm not telling you to put Biggie in your top five. I'm telling you to sit aside the longevity argument just for the purpose of sitting it aside and compare the art that you have to compare, right? Because you're not going to say, well, you wouldn't say Biggie's not a great rapper because he didn't have longevity. Just simply look at what it is that he brought to the culture, to the game, the way he delivered the art form, and then figure out where he fits in.
This is where I struggle, because the fair comparison is when we were talking football. Patrick Mahomes is probably the greatest talent that I've ever seen, if we're just factoring in the talent and what we've seen him do so far.
Okay.
He's way more talented than Joe Montana would ever be. But Joe Montana, because of his longevity, is more accomplished. I just can't put a guy in, if I'm splitting hairs, who may have had more talent and natural things over somebody who's proven it over a longer period of time. That makes my sense. But even though somebody's shelf life, if it's like a stock, right, that you're taking the stock that may have had the high, the Biggie stock had the highest boom real quick, whoop, right? But then you had the other stock that's kind of steadily rising and rising long period of time. That's your Jay-Z.
Right. But that's but based on the talent that you saw Biggie put forth in that short amount of time, and considering how it ended, do you think that he would have competed with Jay-Z over the longevity, over the long haul?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, when you consider Biggie, you simply have to take the truth as it is, which is he died prematurely. So if you sit that to the side and then figure out, outside of the longevity, where would he, from a strictly talent standpoint, where does Biggie fall? That's all I'm asking. Because if you're a longevity guy, and the four you gave all have longevity, so I understand that's important to you. But to traverse the Biggie experience, you would have to say, okay, well, what would Biggie's career have looked like if he didn't get offed?
Then I think the conversation it would be between him, Nas, and Eminem, if we're just talking just straight lyrics, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
So
Hold on.
What would Jay-Z look like without Biggie? Because Jay-Z switched.
What would look like Jay-Z with Biggie around?
What I'm saying is Jay-Z switched his style of rapping to emulate Biggie. So if Biggie wasn't there, Jay-Z wouldn't. He would still be rapping
that way.
that way.
Well, you can make that.
Wasn't.
Well, that's what Nas
Yeah,
talks about.
he'll still be doing that Hawaiian the rapping he was doing that Hawaiian shirt.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't, because it's not so much that Jay-Z followed Biggie. Who Jay-Z followed was Nas. All of them dudes follow Nas, right? Biggie followed Nas. Nas is the bookmark between what most people consider to be like the early to the golden ages of hip hop, and then everything else. That's why they say Illmatic is the greatest hip hop album of all time. So if you're trying to figure out how Jay would have compared to Biggie, one of the markers that you can look at is how he compares to Nas. The beautiful thing about hip hop is that you get to go head to head. And when he went head to head with Nas, he got smoked, right? Biggie is dope enough to smoke Nas or Jay. So that tells you how talented Biggie was, because Nas and Biggie had they were friends, but they had subliminals back and forth before Biggie died. That's just the nature of hip hop. So if you're going to take away the longevity aspect from Biggie, you also have to look at the facts of what we had when you're comparing him, Jay, and Nas. Two of them went head to head. One of them came out on top. The dude who was actually who had the best flow out of all of them just didn't live long enough to be a part of that.
Like the modern day Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole.
J. Cole bought out. Right? He's like, hold on, dog, where you going? We need you. This is your moment. This is your moment. We are waiting on you.
I'm still trying to figure out the comparison between sports and rap, because I know Biggie's fat ass ain't getting out on home plate and cracking a home run. And you know, I'm not seeing that. So
it's a longevity. It's an argument. It's a principle. It's asking the principle of how much does longevity affect where someone gets ranked.
It's a joke. It's just a joke, buddy.
Gotcha.
It's just a joke.
But Biggie did say he get tired rapping on stage.
Or even Tupac or Eminem, man. Get them out on the field. You know, MJ, you know, I've been listening to this for hours, and I like the comparison. But I'm the jokester. I'm like,
got you.
Yeah, get your fat ass out there and hit a home run, Biggie. And bring Eminem out there. He can go. Chris Brown can do the same damn thing, you know. But go ahead and go out there and play sports. Do it. I want to see it. But I get it. It was just a joke.
Got you.
But hey,
I gotta.
You know, one of the things I want to tell you is next year I'm going to put myself up on stage and I want to fail. It's going to be labeled, I want to fail.
You want a family or you want to fail?
Fail. I'm going to fail. I'm purposely going to fail on stage.
Why? Why would you do that?
Why? Because I want to know how it feels to fail on stage. Then I can build upon that.
But what if you go on stage and you don't fail?
Then I can still feed from it.
So then go on stage. So go on stage and be successful.
Well, I can do that. But if I already know that I'm going to fail, then it's going to be like, I have nothing to lose.
You can get it out the way.
I'm just going to.
That's right. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's late. We're past 2 hours. What are we at? We're 60. Well, no, it's not. Are we past 2 hours?
Hour and a half, almost.
Yeah, about an hour and a half. We've got about 90 minutes or an hour and a half. But this has been dope. We have to do this more often. Maybe we can start making this a thing. I figure out how to connect the StreamYard to my Instagram and all of that, and then we could just do this once a week.
Yeah. Yeah, I respect you guys. You know that.
I appreciate y'all. We respect you too, man. Say it. Get Biggie in your top 5, man.
We'll talk about it next time around. Y'all have a good night.
All right, bro. I gotta figure out how to end the stream now. All right, Pella.
All right, buddy.
Peace.
See you.